Well, hi everyone. Welcome. We are so excited to have you here. It's a really exciting time for us. And I'm just going to share my screen here. Really thrilled to have this group here, and thanks for giving us part of your Monday. As we know, Mondays are a little bit precious in the world of CS, catching up to all the noise, the customer noise. Hi, Russell. Hi. Hi, Evelyn. Great to see all these wonderful faces. Hopefully y'all can see my screen then.
Yes.
All right. So you are here, and I'm going to just get started here in a minute, man. I guess I can start now. We have a recording, so for those that are not able to join yet, you all are here because you got our messages about joining our launch team, and we are so thrilled that you want to be a part of the launch team. We are going to spend time today and reintroduce you if you know folks who have written this book, the Customer Success Talent Playbook. We are also going to talk about the launch team and what it means to be a part of it and how your help is really essential for our work to amplify this book. And then we're also going to talk to you about other upcoming events because we have a lot of fun things happening. Some are live, some are virtual. So we hopefully can have as many of you join in future events as well. But just first of all, I think as you're hearing, thanks everyone for being here and thank you for your support, both, for those that are joining and for those that are listening to the recording. Thank you for the support. So my name is Parul Bhandari. I don't know everyone on this call, which makes me really excited because I'm seeing new faces and this means, this message is getting amplified outside of my network, which is just so exciting. And I'm going to be leading the call today, but you're going to hear from all of our authors that are here present. We did have one author who is traveling remotely, so unfortunately she wasn't able to join us, but we are here and really excited to share the next steps with you. Okay, so I know some people have been in the chat. I'd love to hear in the chat, and you don't have to drop your name because we get that from Zoom. But why are you here? What brought you here today? We'd love to kind of hear what excites you about this book, what excites you to be here today, and that's going to help us, I think, get really grounded in the purpose. So go ahead and drop it in the chat whenever you have a moment. Thank you so much, Nicole. We love the support. And we are so excited to be exciting folks. And keep dropping them in the chat and we're going to just keep moving on. But I love to hear these awesome comments. So thank you so much. Thank you all. We really appreciate you. So we are really excited because folks are here from wow, Sunil from New Zealand. That is awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We know that, there are many books in our industry, and we really wanted to make sure that what we do with this book helps a lot of different people. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that today. But we're really excited to even just have support from other leaders like us, because that helps us to understand, number one, how we get the message of building better CS teams across the globe, right? All right, so let's think about what are we going to talk about today? Just so you all know, and we can be grounded in the purpose, we are really here to celebrate with you all. This is the first time we're actually doing a live meeting about our book without just the six of us. So this is kind of cool. And we are here, we want to, talk about introductions. We want to talk to you about the team of authors behind the book. We're going to highlight a couple of the what's important about the book, but we're really going to share more about the launch strategy. And this is where you get the first access to the book. You all are going to get the literally the first copy is coming to your email this week. So we want to not just, tell you what's in the book. We're going to give you a chance to actually read it and tell us what you think. All right, so Swati, I'm going to pass it over to you. Let's tell everyone, how did this all get started?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Swathi, for those who don't know me. I'm so excited to be here. This has been a long project in making, and we're so pumped. So, the way it all started was it was a kind of like a domino of things. So, I had a bunch of different topics that I kind of wanted to create, like maybe into an ebook or maybe a book or something like that, and had thought about it for a while. And at the same time, we were just starting our Milo Associates. Um, Webinar series. So I think a lot of you maybe hopefully know I'm Swati, I'm the CEO of Mila Associates. And so we had just started our Talent Lens webinar series then. And Barl was our second guest, and she talked about titles. And titles was one of the things that I wanted to talk about in this potential ebook book situation. So, and Barl and I talk a lot. She's also a board member in our Chicago local community, and we just do a lot of things together. So it was like what, 8:59, 9 o'clock at night on, I think it was a Monday in November 2023. And I texted Barl and was like, hey, can I run something by you? Can you talk tonight? Like tonight. And it's like past 9 o'clock. And she was like, yeah, give me an hour. And I was like, awesome, love that. And so we got on the phone and I was like, I think we should do an ebook, like for this titles. And she was like, okay. And I was like, I really want to do a book, but like, and I was like, I don't really like the idea of separate ebooks, but I don't know. And she was like, well, maybe we can do a book. And I was like, but should each person like just like write on their own section? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I know exactly who I'd ask if I did that. And I was like, okay, give me a minute. So then I literally that night, I think I sent out all the emails to all the authors before you who all said yes. And we got on a call within a week. And 9 months later, we had our first draft. And 22 minutes later, we have a book. And so it's really exciting. It's been a long journey. It's been a really fun, really challenging journey. And we'd love to talk about like the different aspects of like a group book versus a single book. I know we already had our first author. Barl is already a children's author, which is amazing, but this is all of our first business book. So it's definitely been a lot of learning and a lot of fun. And it's been a journey. So would love to chat about that more as we kind of continue on. But it's been a really fun process. So thank you all for saying yes, and thank you for all being here today.
Awesome. And as you all heard from Swati, we were also excited to join this process. I didn't even know everybody. So, like, Julie and I actually met in the process of doing this book. So, I know that everyone here doesn't know all of us. So, let's take a few minutes, everyone that's here, to introduce ourselves and talk about, give us a little bit about your chapter. What made you feel passionate about writing this chapter and what made you say yes? So, let's start with Asia May.
Thanks, Pearl. And great to see everyone. I see some familiar faces as well. Thanks so much for supporting us in this journey. So, for those that don't know who I am, my name's Asia May Aramaselli, and I have been a customer success and customer experience technologist and leader for over 20 years. Currently, I lead customer revenue for an AI and customer experience platform called Quick. And I also founded a community in the customer success space called Success in Black. The goal there is to advocate for diversity, equity, inclusion, and more inclusivity in this great function and business area that we all love. And I've been doing that for 5 years now. And so, yeah, really excited when Swati reached out to me. She and I were connected through some of the work I was doing at Success in Black. We're actually partners with Milo Associates there. And so I had also done a webinar as part of the Talent Lens initiative and project that she was running. And she tapped me on the back to participate in this project. And I just want to thank her so much for that vision and for bringing us all together. And I was very, very excited in the overall concept of talking about talent and customer success because, as I think Anthony, you mentioned in your comment, not a lot of business books are in customer success are talking about that perspective. And so when I was thinking about, okay, well, within that frame, within that kind of lens, what did I want to bring to the table here? And so being a big advocate of more inclusive business, more inclusive tech, and more inclusive customer success, I was really passionate about this concept of fit. And I know we've all heard it. We're all either have been hired, right? We've all been kind of considering our next thing or have been a hiring manager. And we hear this term get thrown around like, is this person a good fit? But oftentimes we don't think about it as objectively as we could. So I really wanted to shine a light and to develop a way that we can all use it to be more objective in how we're hiring. And so my chapter is on fit, and we get to talk about what that means, how to hire more objectively, and how to use the lens from the candidate perspective to make sure that you're positioning yourself as a good fit for a role. But then also for hiring managers and companies, making sure that we're thinking about inclusivity in mind as we're describing the roles, the teams, and the types of folks we're looking to add value to the teams that we're building. So, really excited about that topic. And thanks again, everyone, for joining today.
Thanks, HMA, and a topic that is more timely than ever in 2025. Who knew, right? The way of the
Yes,
world.
exactly.
All right, Julie, how about you go next? I'm not going in order here, guys, because I actually wanted to shake it up a little for our team too. So,
Love it. Sure. And full disclosure, I have stomach flu right now, so I'm not like my best version of myself, but could not miss being here with everybody. So I am here. I'm trying. Um, but nice to meet everybody. I'm Julie Fox. I am a global director of customer success with a company called Sin7, which is inventory management. We have over 9,000 customers. So it's a very scaled CS motion. But as far as my background, I have experience building and scaling customer success teams, both from the ground up as well as working with unicorns. And so I've been in CS. I was a career changer myself, and I share kind of that story a little bit in the book itself. But I was a career changer a number of years ago, but I have over 15 years of leadership experience. And just to kind of echo Asia May's sentiments, like putting people at the center of everything that we do, I think has just had the largest impact on my career. I remember kind of my early days of leadership when I was trying to follow the playbooks of how to do everything, but without ever like really considering the intricacies of people, the intricacies of career pathing and training and coaching and all of these different things. And so as I feel like I've kind of been on this journey, it's had a huge impact on me. The topic that I speak on in the book is all around community and networking, and that's had such a big impact for me. I look back at my career before transitioning to customer success, and I feel like I'm a different person in the sense that all of my growth and development for me personally, but also a lot for my teams as a hiring manager and as a leader was really limited to the experiences that we were encountering ourselves. Whereas now, once I really leaned into the CS community, it really amplified what my own growth looked like as well as my teams. And so really excited to share my own personal stories as well as kind of stories of the teams that I've worked with and hiring experiences to help people in the same ways that really this community has helped me.
I was on mute. Hi, thank you, Julie. Thank you so much. And I think like your topic was so interesting too, as you were going through your own career changes during writing
Yeah.
the book. So for those listening, it's a real life experience for Julia. She
Yeah,
was
I went
really
through a layoff while we were writing the book. And so it was really interesting because I was able to apply a lot of the stuff that I was writing about and kind of take that firsthand knowledge and be like, okay, in practice, how does this work through a job search in this market today? And it worked very well. So excited to share those stories.
love it. Okay, Kristen, you are up next.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kristen Hare, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Success League. We are a customer success consulting and training firm. And prior to starting this company, I was a customer success executive and had been in go-to-market leadership roles for about 25 years. And so I got to write about training. And training is one of my favorite topics in general. Unfortunately, it's sort of the underdog of the topics of recruiting because it's sort of the last thing that happens in the process of bringing somebody on board. And it's also the thing that tends to get defunded if there's ever a economic downturn. And it's something that yet every team needs to be aware of and conscious of and thinking about in order to have a high performing group. And so I was really excited to write about this topic because I have, as you can imagine, as the leader of a training company, I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about it, but also because I've been the leader that had to figure out how to train my teams with little to no budget. And so I talk about that in the book. I talk about how, first of all, if you're a person joining a company, you can't necessarily count on the company to train you. You really have to take ownership of your own training and education so that you can continue to move your career forward. I also talk about what do you do if you're a hiring manager and you have lots of budget or you have zero budget, and how can you still provide excellent training and education and development for your team throughout the life cycle of their time with your company with either a big budget or a little budget or no budget. And so we get into all of those things. I talk about the structure of how to build an effective training program, what all goes into that, everything from training your team on product pieces all the way through training your team on customer success best practices. We get into where does higher education fit into all of this? What do you do if somebody on your team is neurodivergent? So we get into all kinds of topics around learning and development. And hopefully you can tell how excited I get about this topic. It is my favorite thing to talk about. So I was delighted and very honored when Swati asked me to be a part of this project.
I remember one of my first workshops ever was with Kristen at 2 and 0. So she is an awesome trainer, and it was such a great experience to learn from her in the book as well. I'm just gonna chime in for Elizabeth here. I'm gonna probably not do a great, job of her overview, but Elizabeth Blass is the current CCO at Carbon. She is actually traveling for work today, so she's unable to join us. But Elizabeth has been a CCO, I believe, a couple of times, working in industry for several years. She is talking about career pathing in this book, which is so important because I don't think until now it had been documented, right? What is a typical CS career path? What does it look like? What are the skill sets? So we're kind of hoping with this chapter to be a handbook, a guide, not only to future leaders, but also to CSMs who want to know sort of how to progress. There's a lot of things in this chapter. There's a lot of information. I mean, frankly, you guys are going to see it very soon. It's a rich, rich chapter. So it can be used as you're progressing in your career, right? You don't have to kind of consume it all at once. You can pick it up at different points in your career and kind of figure out, what is it going to take to get to my next level? She even goes into talking about what happens if I don't want to go into leadership, right? What are other options for me in CS? So we're really trying to kind of lay the groundwork for future teams to not have to play guesswork with career progression, and also, provide a guide to not only hiring managers, but CSMs as well. So hopefully, Elizabeth, I did a good job talking about your chapter, and I know she'll be very happy to introduce herself in some of our upcoming next events. Okay, I'm going to go next because Swati has volunteered to go last. So it's kind of interesting to want to write a chapter about titles and salary, but one thing you may not know about me, so I'm a 20-year executive or 20-year career person as well. I've worked a little bit in tech as well as in consulting, and I was an HR manager for 3 years. So one of the things I learned as an HR manager is the world of titling and salaries. My first project actually at the company that I worked at, which was Procter & Gamble, was actually to retitle and resalary a group of people that worked in my organization. So I learned a lot in that process. And I learned kind of the right way that HR managers take this on. But what's one thing that we see in tech companies is that we see that we're pretty lean. We don't always have a ton of resources. The company I work at right now, we don't even have officially a full-on human resources org. We have folks that are doing elements of that work, but sometimes you don't even have that full-on resource. So what happens? You have creative titling, you have creative salarying, you have people just kind of making things up. I put it on LinkedIn recently, but I was a referral partner for a role and it was called User Delight Manager, right? So, I mean, even today, we are seeing a lot of creativity in the work that is core CS work. So, I wanted to bring to light some of my personal stories, but also stories of CSMs that have worked for me and people that I've gotten to know over the years of how they could better not only advocate for the right titles and salary, but even just understand when you're going into a job how to navigate and really pursue the right titles and the right salary that fit you and that hopefully fit the path that you want to be on in conjunction with Elizabeth's chapter. So, a little bit about me. And then last but not least is Swati Garg.
Hi, I'm back. I was so excited to talk about the process. I didn't actually introduce myself, so sorry about that. I am Swathi. I'm the CEO of Mila Associates. We focus on customer success and revenue recruitment, with customer success being our big focus. And we've been doing it for 9 years. So the whole reason I wanted to talk about it is because, we are the leaders in the space. And I was like, if we're not going to initiate this important topic. I didn't know who would. So I'm really glad everybody said yes. And I'm really proud of what we've created. It's so exciting. Um, so I guess a little bit about me real quick is before I started Milo Associates, I actually had changed industries 4 times and I had done that super, super well. So I really figured out like a formula, right? Which is why I'm so passionate about job search in general, and which is why we're not like a normal recruiting firm, right? We have a ton of resources for people in the community, a lot of job search resources on our website, and it's just because it's a topic that I know is really important because it's so hard. Job search is so hard, whether the economy is good or not good. And so it's something that I've always just wanted to put out there. And recruitment is what I do. I help companies find great talent, right? So it's what I do. And I decided very early on to focus on CS because it's a really hard role. It's really challenging. It's really technical. It's customer facing. You have to be analytical. Every company is different, and that makes it really fun. So that's why I chose CS originally, and my topic is really just about that. We're really going to just dig into like best practices for how to recruit really well, whether you use a firm or not. So it's really for hiring managers. And, there obviously are going to be elements of like how an external recruiter and an internal recruiter kind of work. And then also, if you're looking for a job, how to best advocate for yourself and just do like really take your career to the next step in the best way possible. So I'm really excited about it.
I love it. And Swati, I wish I had your book years ago when I was like making up my own recruitment processes. I'm sure many leaders out there feel that way, or even CSMs, if you're like, what type of job do I look for? This chapter is for you. Thank you all so much for doing these intros, and we'll be, sharing more and more about the book at the upcoming events. If you do have any questions, drop them in the chat because we are monitoring the chat. Let us know. Um, I'm going to keep going and just quickly share the most exciting news of the day. I should have led into that a little better. The cover of our book, sorry, not the title, the cover reveal. So today you are all seeing for the first time our book cover. We are so thrilled about this because this, designing a book, you think it's going to be like so easy, you know what you want it to look like. It takes time. And thank you to Kristen for leading the charge and making this process actually somewhat enjoyable as well. So
It
thank you so much.
actually it was a labor of love, and everyone has their pieces of this that they put into it. So this is definitely a group effort, and I'm very proud of it. I think it came out great.
And if anyone's wondering, the background of this book is kind of focused on amplification and reverberation. And so that's really what our themes are, is we're hoping that these messages that we're sharing today can be amplified throughout the CS community and can really be far reaching to create, I think, better CS teams, right? And teams that are recognized by their peers as the best CS teams. So that's really our goal here. So hopefully you guys are excited. Thank you for the positive feedback.
We have it. We have our proof copies. So
Oh
I thought I'd share that.
yes, Swati got the first copy too.
Just got it yesterday. So pumped. Still looking through it, but it's real.
So you guys now know it is all happening very, very soon. So quick highlight, I think you guys heard what this book is about. We really wanted to focus on what matters most, which is talent. That's each one of us in this space. That's everyone in the customer success community. We wanted talent to be at the forefront, and we wanted our focus to be something that can help executives, leaders, CSMs, ICs, everybody understand the power of CSMs. I think we were just having a conversation, Swati and I and someone else were just having a conversation that sometimes it's a tough job to be a CSM, right? It's not always easy. We want to design better talent, but better teams through talent so that it gets better, right? So that everybody that's working in this job really understands what it means. All right, so now we're going to talk launch strategy. So there's a lot on this slide. I'm going to take it piecemeal, so please bear with me. This is where your help is essential as our launch team. So we are going to be sending you advanced copies of our book. You are going to get a PDF via email, so please look out for our email. It comes from CS Talent Authors. Please look for that email. It is coming out this week. I think in like a day or two, you will have it in your inbox. We would like you to please go through that book. This is your chance to really analyze and understand and give us your candid feedback on this book. So please take that time to read, browse, skim, absorb, listen. We don't have it on audiobooks. You can't listen, sorry. But do it in the way that you prefer to consume. We are going to send out soon after a Google form asking for your review. You basically can give us like 1 to 2 sentences. What do you actually think? What was your feeling and your sentiment about that? Why we do it in a Google form? This is actually like a formula, so we have to follow kind of this strategy, but we'll ask you to just put your review into that form and you'll get that note also via email. We will have a launch day for the book. It is coming very soon. We don't even know the exact date yet. So as soon as we know the date, we're going to give you pre-notice. But we will ask you to please go on Amazon and buy a Kindle version of the ebook of our book. That will cost less than $2. So we hope that you will go ahead and please buy that book. This is all based on Amazon and how Amazon helps authors to amplify their products. So we'll send you that information. We'll try to give you 2 days notice and you'll know that, hey, this is the launch day. Please go and buy that Kindle ebook. If you want to buy the paperback that day, please still buy the Kindle ebook is what we ask. You can actually buy the book. The book will be available on Amazon, but the Kindle ebook is kind of that strategic part of this launch strategy. Last but not least, we'll send you a reminder so you don't have to remember all this stuff today. This is just, a guide. We're going to give you a chance to post your review on Amazon. We're going to ask you to do that. If you use other formats, like if you're a Goodreads reader and other things, there's also a wonderful opportunity to put your reviews on there. But we're going to ask about 5 days after you purchase that book to actually put it on. Yes, we will send the recording, Linda, so don't worry. We'll ask you about 5 days after your book purchase to put that review on Amazon. If you buy books on Amazon from time to time, which many of us do, you will know that you often look at the rankings and the reviews to make your decisions. So the launch team is really essential for us to help us to amplify the word of this book. So I know that you all came to this meeting today, and we hope that the reason for that is that you hope to help us share and spread the word. So getting this process and getting that review on Amazon is the best way for us to amplify. Amazon will be our primary outlet for selling this book, so it will be someplace that we really hope people can come, and there's a good amount of searchability. Well, Olivia, we're happy to have you buy the paperback, but just remember, grab that $2 or less Kindle book as well, if you don't mind. Any questions on this? And don't worry, we're going to send you email reminders, but just wanted to make sure everyone really understood the process. And if there are, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. We'll continue to address them.
Barl, I just want to add one thing.
Oh yeah, go for it.
As Barl said, this is a whole formula. So there's like separate Kindle like metrics and separate paperback metrics, which is why Barl is saying what she's saying. And we're targeting like 100+ purchases for Kindle on that day. So we'd love all the help we can get. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all metrics. So we know that world very well as CS folks, don't we? Metrics matter. Okay, so drop your questions in the chat if you have any. We will provide, yes, good question, Nicole. Should the Amazon review be the same as what you put in the survey? Yes. So we'll We're doing this survey ahead just to make your life easier. And we want to give you kind of make it as simple as possible for you since you're taking time out of your life to review our book. So we'll be sharing back that review with you so that you could copy paste it if you wanted, or you could write it an organic one if you felt differently that day. But yes, Nicole, the goal is to have it be the same. Good question, though. And I think you can also put the same review on Goodreads. If you are like a Goodreads user, you can also put the same review there. So there's like, you don't have to be creative every time. Any other questions? Feel free to drop them in the chat if you do. We're going to have a virtual launch party. It is going to be on September 22nd. Time to be revealed very, very soon. We're just finalizing the actual time. Please save that date. It's going to be in the morning. It's either 9 a.m. Central or 11 a.m. Central, and we are finalizing that time probably in the next day or two, and you will actually see a launch announcement. Launch party announcement. This is our party for everybody, right? Please come, tell your friends, invite anyone because it's virtual and we know that not everyone will get to be with us for some of our live events that are coming up in Chicago. But we hope you will be able to join us on September 22nd, so save that date. The next exciting announcement is that we have two live events. Both are in Chicago. We have an actual party. So if you're in Chicago, sign up. Please do come to that. We're going to be sending out the link for this tomorrow, I believe. This is our official launch party, which is on October 7th. Starts early, 4 p.m., 4 to 7. So we've got plenty of time to hang out, celebrate, have fun, and really just like talk and meet people. That's kind of what we really want to do, connect with the community. We are going to be signing books that day. We are going to be celebrating, and we're going to be doing a small panel as well. And we have some wonderful sponsors for that who I do want to call out because without them, it would be very difficult to make an event like this happen. 1871, who is going to be sponsoring not only communications throughout Chicago, but our space. So thank you so much because that is something that comes at a premium these days. And then Lumopath, who's our gold sponsor, who's actually helping us to make the event come to life. So thank you so much to both of our sponsors. Next, if you are coming to Zero In, we are really, really excited. I think all of us have never really done, I don't know, maybe Asia, maybe you've done it. I haven't done it. A closing keynote, right? We are so excited to be delivering the closing keynote at Zero In. So if you are going to be at that conference, please bookmark that. Please try to stay to the end and join us there. We are so thrilled to be able to have that chance. Yes, thank you to Churn Zero. Churn Zero has been an amazing partner for us throughout this journey. So we are really, really excited. You have done it before. I knew you had done it before, Asia May. Okay. First for many. That's it, guys. That's kind of the overview today. We wanted to keep it, hopefully not too complicated. Any questions? Any thoughts from anyone? Feel free to go off mute too. We're happy to just chat. All right.
Thanks, Carol, for the presentation. Maybe I missed it, but when would the paperback be available to purchase on Amazon?
That is what we're going to notify you about 48 hours before it is available so that you know the date. So the process with Amazon, even for us, is a little bit flexible. So we have to wait to be notified. Amazon takes our book once we confirm it, and they take time to process it, and then they let us know when it's going to be available. So we will give you a heads up as soon as we have it, a heads up.
Sounds good. Thank you. And congrats again, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, everyone look for the PDF. It's going to be coming to your email.
Great question, Carl.
Sure.
So could you guys also, is there a way for you guys to send us via the email? Obviously the key dates will be helpful, but then maybe a marketing text we can send on your behalf to our networks? Because we might know different people and just say, hey, my friend's written a book, or some great ladies have written this book I know. So if you could just send us a little template as well, so we can pump up that Kindle push on whatever day that is, that would be awesome.
Hey, Ali,
Yes.
would it be helpful to have like a social card for that?
Yeah, whatever way makes sense. What you tell me what's the best? Because in my mind, I was thinking I was just gonna blast a text to my friends
Oh, okay.
and just say, hey, go support my friend and do this thing. It's a couple bucks, why not? So just trying to think of another way to get it out there and spread the word.
Great idea. I love it. We're going to send that out to you all as well. In general, any social media support after you have after we have launched is also really, really welcome. We'll probably be sending out more information about that, but the more amplification after the book is available, that would be wonderful. So thank you so much, Ali, and we will send out more information about that. Social media, text, kind of any ways that that you feel the most comfortable. So we'll give you a couple of options. Also, another good place is different channels that you might be in, different CS channels that you might be in. Great question. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, we are so thrilled to have you all on this launch team. And for those listening to the recording, we know you couldn't be here live, but please send us any questions that you might have. You can also reply back to our email. We are going to keep you all posted on the dates as best as we know them. So just look out. It's a lot of things coming via email. So look for the email, but we'll also be on socials and other places as well. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great rest of your day and week ahead. And we look forward to being on this journey with you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Thank you.
you.
Bye-bye.
Congrats.
Bye.
Thank you.